My name is Stefano Denari. I work for Fleetio, where I'm a product marketer, where I help co-lead the product strategy for our integrations and partnerships. If you're wondering what a product marketer does and how I help make maintenance management easier, you can think about me and my team as the upfitters of Fleetio, and the tools that we're using to help upfit the platform are data integration. So we're helping to take mountains of data across your different fleet systems and bringing them into your main maintenance platform to trigger your workflows and help you plan your maintenance more efficiently. And really, I'm only one of hundreds of Fleetio employees that are focused on helping to bring products to our customers that help solve their problems and improve their maintenance compliance. So enough about me. Let's talk a little bit about how awesome this conference is. I think I saw that this was promoted as the largest telematics event in the world, and it's really great that we have a one-stop shop to connect with new partners and vendors, take in some new information, and ultimately bring back some new ideas to our teams where we can improve our fleet and safety and maintenance operations. So maybe you're here to get more out of your existing Geotab systems. Maybe you're here at the marketplace stage to learn about marketplace partners like Fleetio that integrate with Geotab. Maybe you are here to get out of your house and head down to Orlando for a couple of days. That's okay too. But you are all here to help make investments in your business, help your teams become more successful, and find ways to become more efficient when it comes to managing your maintenance. So before I left, my 4-year-old daughter told her entire class that her dad was taking a trip to Disney World. They didn't come with me on this trip. So I know she'd be pretty mad if I didn't talk about Disney for just 1 second. And also it seems to be on theme for some of the keynote addresses. But is anybody familiar with this image up on the screen? You? Raise? It's all him? No? It's okay. Well, this is actually the original business plan for Disney back in 1957, and is one of the first known uses of a flywheel for business planning. So at the center of Disney's flywheel is content creation. It's all the movies and TV shows that we've grown up with, that our kids love, nieces and nephews love. And with content being at the center, it's surrounding itself with elements like theme parks and hotels like the one we're staying at, music, licensing agreements, and each one of these is helping to reinforce their common mission. Each one is compounding and improving and building momentum to create a stronger content platform here. And Disney's flywheel works because they're all aligned around that common goal. Let's help create and share and build these magical stories. And flywheels are powerful because they reinforce, they're self-reinforcing. So, momentum is happening. They're customer-centric, so they're delivering value across a lot of different touch points. And they're really just strengthening the whole system as a whole. Forgot I had a little click on that one. But why do I bring this up at the Geotab Connect conference? And it's because this sounds a lot like how fleets approach their operations. Fleets are focused on continuous improvement, where small actions over time create momentum and make operations run smoother. But those continuous improvements that you're focused on, they can't happen alone. And so you got to surround yourself with a cast of characters that can help propel you and your team forward towards your common goal, whether that's downtime reduction, on-time compliance, cutting your maintenance cost overall. And so it's about building strong internal teams. It's about securing valuable relationships with your vendors and making sure that your systems are working together so that your operation runs as close to autopilot as possible. And each of you, whether you're using fleet management software or not, are managing a flywheel each and every day, because the industry is built on efficiency and productivity and waste reduction. One of those being downtime, which is a big challenge and ultimately one of your biggest costs. And reality is, most fleets continue to struggle with maintenance management due to manual processes and disconnected systems. So when systems are disconnected, inefficiencies grow, and maintenance management gets a heck of a lot harder. It's like herding cats or a game of whack-a-mole. We've heard it all over the years. But when these systems come together, momentum flows, processes become smoother, your decisions get smarter, and ultimately the relationships that you have with your vendors and customers and team become stronger. And so we've seen over the last few years that fleets are struggling with higher vehicle acquisition cost, about $10,000 on average per asset, which is putting unnecessary pressure on your fleet to make decisions between balancing your maintenance priorities and trying to tackle your bottom line. And the reality is maintenance is a non-negotiable for your operation. It's how your vehicles serve your customers. And we've seen trends with our own customers where 46% handle their maintenance in a mixed approach. So some in-house and some outsource. And some of them, about a quarter of them, are managing outsourced maintenance exclusively. And that's really where technology can come into play to help make this easier. So we're going to be looking at some tactics that fleets can use to make maintenance management easier by looking at the right systems, connecting them, creating some simple processes for your team, and really how technology can power your flywheel faster than ever before. We're also going to introduce a new add-in that is being released today using the Maintenance Shop Network. Basically, it will be directly available in your MyGeotab account, and we'll get to that here in a second. So when it comes to managing and handling your maintenance operation, fleets are leveraging technology like never before, but most of you are not just using one platform, whether that's spreadsheets and an ERP, fleet management software, telematics, fuel systems. You're using a bunch of different tools, and it's really important that these come together. And so while each of them provide value on their own, when they operate in silos, as we mentioned, fleet managers are left manually having to put all the pieces together. And it's really the opposite of the downtime reduction that you're looking for. So the question becomes, how do we connect these systems to create that unified, connected operation? And so as fleets adopt more and more technology to manage their daily operations, the real value comes from how well those systems support one another. Telematics isn't just about odometer readings and vehicle tracking. When combined with maintenance data, it helps predict issues before they lead to breakdowns. Fuel transactions aren't just showing spending, they're also highlighting potential overspending or vehicle issues when you pair that with other diagnostic and maintenance records. Inspections don't just become a checklist. They could be, defects automatically synced with the right folks in your team to start planning downtime and maintenance. And by consolidating this data across these different platforms, you can really shift from being reactive to more proactive. And that's where software platforms like Fleetio and integrations with Geotab bring together this data, live vehicle data and your historical maintenance records, all in team collaboration in one place. And I would say these integrations and these relationships are the all-star cast that you want powering your flywheel. It's like having 5 Michael Jordans on your team. And so I know Geotab is celebrating some milestones. 2025 also marks 10 years of building an integration with Geotab. And when we started 10 years ago, we were focused on the bread and butter integration features, automating manual tasks around odometers. But as we've expanded and grown and the data that's become available, we've built an integration and built product workflows that are helping to take sensor data to identify potential battery voltage issues, which is directly tied to downtime, especially in the winter months. You don't want to leave drivers stranded. We've also added capabilities around EV tracking, so for fleets that have either fully electrified or in the process of cycling out traditional units for electric units, you now have this entire list of data available for you to power your maintenance flywheel. So when your systems are connected, the data and inputs from your team and your systems are like rocket fuel for your flywheel and can really propel your flywheel automatically. And so this visual is something that we share with all new and prospective Fleetio customers because it really communicates the efficiency that we know fleets are looking for, especially when your operation is running 24/7. So tools like Fleetio and Geotab really make the flywheel spin faster and more effectively because they reduce all of the noise and manual effort and provide a repeatable and scalable process for you. So essentially within Fleetio, we're going to help automate all the essential triggers that you start your maintenance planning around. So DTCs, odometers automatically syncing, sensor data recalls, and then we give you all the tools that you need to handle that efficiently. And today we're going to talk about outsourcing in particular, but we also work with fleets that handle in-house shops with garage teams, parts rooms, technician. If you have questions on that, happy to talk with y'all at the booth. But once all this is done, all of these records are digitized. All of that data is available for you to start reporting on and analyzing and really improving your operations and continuing the flywheel effect. The more data that's coming in, the more that your team is using this process, the more efficient your team and operation can become. And because we know every fleet has kind of a mixed approach, we've seen some trends in outsourcing that we just wanted to share. So we did a benchmarking report back in 2024, and we saw that over 40% of maintenance records from fleets surveyed were from outside repairs. And this was around the survey of 100,000 assets or so. And that's mixed industries, on highway, off highway. We're all seeing this trend across industries. So National Private Trucking Council reported that 46% of private fleets are starting to outsource more and more of their maintenance. And we're also starting to see this in the government space, which traditionally is built around in-house operations. And there are benefits around outsourced maintenance where you have a wider service network, often reducing some of that burden on your internal teams. And it can allow your fleet to focus on some core operations rather than maybe managing some of the repair facilities. But even for fleets that do manage maintenance in-house, outsourcing can actually benefit them because you can do your routine maintenance and fix some of the stuff in-house while outsource, warranty work maybe to your dealers, and just kind of offload some of that. And that's really where technology can come into play to help make this easier and help bring all of your different processes into one spot. Just like anything though, there are trade-offs. So on the one hand with outsourcing, the good stuff, the benefits, is you get scalability for distributed fleets. So your nationwide fleet, you need some consistency. Outsourcing, especially maybe with national providers and dealers, gives you that scalability and consistency. If you are running into some staffing issues, you are able to work with certified technicians that are specialists on certain vehicles and assets, and really this can help you control your costs. Some of the risks to consider though is that you do lose some of that control. By not having maintenance done in-house with your team, you kind of just lose some of that oversight that you might really enjoy. And there might be some consistency in some service levels. So if you're changing shops all the time, you've got a bunch of different records and different processes. I can see it now in one shop's head who did the work on this before coming here. And that's really just some things to consider when thinking about outsourcing your maintenance. But I think Robin had mentioned it last in the marketplace. It really shouldn't be all or nothing. There should be some flexibility. There should be options for you. And so many fleets do find success in a balanced approach. So keeping high priority or like quicker turnaround work in-house and outsourcing more complex or specialty work with your dealers and national providers. The goal though is to have all of that available in one place for you to manage, all of your data in one place to analyze and continue to once again power your flywheel to handle the next job. So to help make this easier for our customers and to think about building your network, we created the Maintenance Shop Network, which is a network of over 100,000 local, regional, and national providers, and it helps manage the entire life cycle of your outside repair, from finding shops to approving your repair orders, to digitizing your invoices and handling all of the billing. And the goal is to simplify the operation for your entire team, fleet managers, dispatch, safety, and your drivers and the shops. And so with the focus on reducing downtime while also tracking your maintenance costs and just your operation more efficiently. So fleet managers can benefit from the shop network because it gives you greater visibility and control over service statuses and cost and vendor selection. We also provide some in-shop discounts that leaderships can take advantage of, and you can also have an automated approval process. So you can select what services you auto-approve so that you remove the kind of back and forth with those shops. For drivers, really quickly from their mobile phone, we have an app called Fleetio Go. They can pull up their phone, find a shop in their area, and they can go and get the service done the same day. That's helping to reduce downtime and get them back onto the road and focused on their main priority, which is completing the job and serving your customers. And building relationships with your repair shops, it's about clear communication and reliability. So with digital repair orders, with automated approvals, these repairs are completed faster, leading to quicker turnarounds and less downtime for everybody. So by optimizing outsourced maintenance, you can really reduce your downtime. You can enhance your driver's productivity and ultimately keep everything running smoothly. So how does this work for your team? Essentially, say I have a breakdown. Let's just say I have an engine oil filter, 6 months, 6,000 repair minutes, a little bit better. I need to go to a shop and I need to find one in my area. So I can either find that on my phone or I can have my driver manager do that for me. So they find a shop, send the driver there. Once they go to the shop, they let them know you're with Fleetio. They pull up a repair order and start creating the ticket. Now, you can automate those approvals if you like. You can manually approve or reject those line items. Once you approve it, the shop gets started on the service. Once they're done, all of those records are automatically updated into Fleetio. Your driver doesn't have to deal with any of the paperwork. We'll also handle all of the billing. The driver heads back out onto the road. Fleet manager is happy because they have all the records. The shop is great because they got paid on time, ahead of schedule. And all of this is helping to make that process a lot easier for everybody. And so to help make finding and coordinating service with your drivers and your team easier, we built a maintenance shop add-in in Geotab's most popular feature, the map. So we're introducing the shop network add-in, available now in MyGeotab. And so this feature helps joint customers quickly find available shop network shops near their drivers directly inside their MyGeotab account. So some fleet members we know from dispatch and safety, they might primarily only use Geotab as their main system of record when communicating with drivers around scheduling service. And we know that it's really important to stay in one system, especially if you have a backlog of other drivers that need service as well. So without leaving your MyGeotab account, users can access a map and list view of the top 50 maintenance shop network shops in their area. I know this is a static picture, but imagine a bunch of different trucks and vehicles moving on your Geotab map. Those green dots are going to show you verified shops that you can quickly go to. So I can really quickly see John Smith near Tacoma. I need you to take a left and go to those 3 shops in those areas, and you could start handling your service. And really the goal here with this is to help provide teams with more control over where your vehicles are serviced, give you more control on how vehicles are serviced, and ultimately consolidate the number of systems that your team has to keep up with each and every day. Just a couple of really one success story over many. But Fleetio works with over 7,000 customers across 100 different countries and dozens of industries and sub-industries, and we're successfully helping these fleets reduce downtime, improve their turnarounds, improve communication, and really improve their on-time compliance. One example is a mechanical contractor that's managing roughly 500 assets across 3 states, and their team leverages the shop network to consolidate those records for the fleet manager, verify shop quotes for maybe a service manager, and avoid overcharges. And their fleet manager said that before onboarding the shop network, their trucks would go to random shops, they'd get different quotes, and they didn't really have the oversight into what the last service was. And by having all of that available in their main maintenance platform, when a new invoice came in, they realized that they were being overquoted, and quickly they could see from a previous service record that it was about a $6,000 discrepancy. And so really quickly having that visibility and insight into your historical records helps make it easier to maybe decide what shop to go to based on the success that you've had previously. And so these are just some stats on a survey that we did with our customers on how has Fleetio helped you improve downtime or unplanned downtime for your vehicle. You can see some nice stats up there for, proud of our team. If you're interested in learning more about Fleetio, more about our maintenance capabilities, more about our fleet management capabilities, we are over in the Expo 4 and would be more than happy to talk with anyone and answer any questions that you have. So, thank you.